Hello and welcome. If you're new here, I am Freya and today I'm so excited. I'm going to be viewing horses. So today it was absolutely beautiful day. I had to get up really early. So I packed the car ready and, well, we hit the road and we got going. But before that I had to go and see my nan's pony because she was away on holiday. Just gave her a little in-hand walk. This is my childhood pony, so it's a big jump now getting my own big horse. The scenery there was actually so beautiful. Like, I've never been here before, and like the mountains and the hills were absolutely gorgeous. So the first horse we viewed was called Boris. I actually didn't know much about him. He was, I guess, an Irish draft, she said. 16 two hands, very lovely, very sweet. Hadn't been known to buck, and I only later found this out like halfway through I started riding him, so I was a little bit nervous. I was shaking. I've never viewed a horse before. I just didn't want to muck up. Unfortunately, I didn't do much more than a trot. He held himself very nicely in a contact. I was so wobbly washing line reins. Please ignore that. I was so I didn't want him to feel like I'm pulling on him or anything like that. I don't know. New horse, new experience, first time for everything. But he was really nice. I think we fitted quite nicely. I think it was just the nerves and everything. We came to the conclusion that we just wouldn't pop him into canter just yet and just maybe try again later. So the next horse was Bonnie, and oh my god, I love this mare so much. She was a 15 3-hand KWPN cross Irish sport horse. She was 9 years old and was a mother-daughter share kind of type. I had never held a horse in a contact until I met this beautiful mare. I actually really liked her. I would have had her. She did have a history of ulcers though, so that was a bit like, she was over it, but there's always a chance that it could come back. But she was absolutely lovely. Made me look like I could ride. But I actually really liked this mare. If she was to come back on sale, I probably would have took her, to be honest. But she was a very powerful horse. Potentially I could have been overhorsed, but she would have taken me places, which is what I was looking for. I done a little jump, and I was terrified. I did not know how I was going to ride this out. So that was my first ride on her on this Saturday. However, unfortunately, at the end of the ride, when I was cooling her down, she did spook, as horses do, and I did fall off. That was quite painful, hurt my bum. So here now I've changed, and it is the next day I wanted to come try her again because I didn't want to leave it on a bad note. I had a trainer come in and teach me how to ride this horse because I don't think I did a very good job, but she is amazing. She really looked after me here. But she was a very hot-headed horse, I will say that. And this ride didn't go to plan. She was very good until I popped her in canter for the second time. The saddle, I reckon, was pinching somewhere because she ended up bolting. I got stiff. She didn't like that, so she reared and bucked me off. Biggest buck I've ever sat in my life. It was practically a handstand. Didn't really get that much of a video of it, but we got some photos. You can see where her back was literally arched from the buck. And then, here's me in the hospital. Yippee! So the next horse was actually Jasper. I did actually end up bringing this horse home. I immediately fell in love. He was told to be a 6-year-old, but he's actually 4. Very young. He was an Irish cob said, but I think he could have been like an Irish draft. He was absolutely lovely, and he was very easy, but you couldn't hold him back too much in a contact. He would hold himself in a contact, but you couldn't pull him, otherwise he'd throw his face up. And so he really taught me you've got to be quite gentle with your hands. I really liked him, hence why I brought him home. I just didn't know anything about him, so it's just he was a young horse. I probably wasn't too cut out for a young horse. I brought him home for a little while and then fell in love, and then problems arose, so I had to not have him anymore and I had to take him back. But I don't really talk about that because it makes me sad. I really do miss him because he was such a little character. and very pretty, very pretty. I've always wanted a dapple, but you know, sadly the dapples don't last. But he was gorgeous, and I loved him so much. He's now in a riding school in London where he can enjoy himself and have all the fun he wants without the pressure, and can just like live his life and just chill out, you know. So yeah, that was him. It's a new day and on to the next horse. So this is Missy. I believe she was some sort of cob. I wasn't actually looking for her. My friend actually sent her advert to me. It was an old horse that they'd owned a couple years back, and was like, just go see her if you like her or not. She's a bit smaller than I would have wanted. She was about 15, or maybe just 15 really. But she was getting older. I thought she was 17. Turns out she was actually 19. I don't know how we keep making these mistakes, but she's a lot older than we were hoping for. And considering her age, I was just thinking, I don't know what she's, you know, capable of if I'd have to retire in like the next couple of months or something. But we just wanted to see if there was, because I really liked this mare. I actually struggled to think if I was going to take her home or not. I really debated it. But yeah, and she was a little bit difficult getting out the gate. The owner did say just to kick her on and tell her you mean it. So a bit napping, which I'm fine with. She got on with it quite nicely. And just a little walk down the drive to see what she's like to hack, because apparently that's all she had actually done. Not a lot of schoolwork, which hacking's fine. I like hacking more than schooling, but there is a aspect of schooling I would have preferred to do with a pony. So yeah, she was good. And then this tractor went by, and I think something rattled, and she got a little bit startled because we walked on and she spooked. First bit of action we got out of her. But yeah, she was a good girl. She didn't do anything wrong. Her saddle was slipping a little bit, but I would have gotten her a new one anyway. But I just think it wasn't right for us, so we didn't take her. Fast forward to December, and I was actually not looking for horses anymore. I was going to wait until next year, and suddenly this lovely boy firework came on my Facebook, and I was like, oh my god, I need this horse. He's so pretty. These are the videos from his advert. He's an Irish import, an Irish sports horse, so to be. There is no recording breeding on his passport though, as it got lost. He was such a sweetheart, and he is rising 9 years old, 16 hands, but I reckon he's pushing 16-1. And he is just the absolute sweetest. So we went and viewed him. He came very underweight. I think he was around 345 here, or even more, maybe in the 400 mark. But he was very underweight and under muscle, so that would be something that I'd work on, and I was happy to do. But because of his weight, I wasn't planning on jumping him today, as I didn't actually know he was going to be this skinny. I had a little trot around with him, and his stride was very unbalanced due to the no top line and muscle. But he had a very big horsey stride, and not a bit different to what I was quite used to. So, but he was very sweet. It was very windy. There was a train in the background. This is the first time he's ever been here as well. We had a saddle fitting done as well whilst we were there, so it all was at the right moment. He's so good. He didn't spook at anything, absolutely anything. So I had a little walk around with him again, and he just got on with everything that I asked him, really. He was a bit lazier, but as I cantered him, he then started to pick up the pace a bit. So this is when I got him into canter. It took a couple of tries, but he has a big canter stride, and it is literally so smooth. I literally fell in love with it. I've ridden a lot of thoroughbred things in my life, and he is so lovely. I immediately knew I was taking him home. So that will be in a following video. I loaded him for the first time, and he jumped on the trailer. But yeah, we'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.